Great to have with us here on DXB today. Thanks so much indeed for keeping it locked here on Dubai One TV. So we are investigating all things Dubai in terms of, is this a city of the ages? Is this somewhere where you see you spending the rest of your life? Well, to that end, we've invited in a number of local pioneers in their own field. Next guest is one with an accomplished artist first and foremost. Went on to help curate various art exhibitions through one of Dubai's most prestigious art institutes. Please welcome to the show Diyali Bhalla from the Dubai Arts Centre, the DIAC, Dubai International Arts Centre, to give it its full title. Great to have you with us.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm honoured to be here.
It's been a cornerstone, the centre of the arts landscape here for many, many years. But as we've just been talking about, with all of the fields, be it literature, be it education, be it food, that's evolved very quickly as well. How has the art scene evolved in step with that evolution at the moment, and how has the centre sort of stayed on top of that?
Okay, so it's my privilege to actually talk about the Art Centre. It is the oldest art centre. It was established in 1976. Yes, that old.
Wow.
Yeah, and we've held our position here for so long in spite of so many art institutes and places mushrooming. So the thing is that we are a home for artists not only here in Dubai and the UAE, but international as well. So anyone who comes into Dubai, any creative person in fact, and comes and gets connected to us right away. So I think we've stayed relevant and we've stayed pretty much on top of the game, because we've been participating in all of the current art shows like the World Art Dubai every year.
Yeah.
And even international art shows. So we have a lot of artists under our banner, and we provide a home to them. You know?
That was actually going to be my question to you, because with the fast expansion of the art scene in the city, what criteria do you consider before selecting artists and exhibitions that you would like to partake in?
All right, so we don't only have visual artists, we have sculptors, we have potters, we have musicians, we have artists of every genre. So in fact that's where we pride ourselves, that artists, amateurs, upcoming, even accomplished artists get a place in the Art Centre for exhibitions and to participate in our events. So it is not, we are not very snobbish about there has to be a certain kind of standard, no, because I think creatives are they're constantly coming out and want to be there in the game and want to be showcased and given a platform, and that's what we do, and we've been doing that for so many years. So yes.
I just wondered if you could share a couple of the classes that you have currently that are really popular, because I think it's an incredible resource to be able to pop along to the Dubai International Arts Centre and join those classes, and they're offered all times, morning, afternoon, evenings, weekends. Yes,
thank you. So we do offer throughout the week, except on Sundays of course, morning, afternoon and evenings. We have all genre of art. I'm an abstract art and mixed media artist myself. There are watercolors, there's oil painting, there is realistic painting, there's abstract, there is pottery, there's sculpture, there's design, fashion, interior, there is music as well. So in fact, languages as well. So anything that's creative, we have classes for. And we also have workshops by international artists who come into Dubai and give those workshops. And we also have studio spaces for artists. Now this is a very important thing I wanted to mention, because of lack of space for a lot of artists here, they don't have a place to really do their art. So we provide studio spaces as well for them to come in, and for potters, for sculptures, for artists to come in and use the space to paint.
And what about you personally? You're very stylish, look very cool. Has it expanded your artistic flair, having all of these different artists in?
Oh yes, absolutely. I think all artists would agree with me that this collaboration with different artists that we work with, and we have about more than 100 nationalities as members and artists in the Art Centre. So we get to kind of meet and interact with all of them from different cultures and traditions. So it's really empowering, and it's a fantastic resource.
Go back to the sort of theme of the show in terms of a city for all ages. Is there something you've seen? I mean, it's interesting that you're a centre built on community, the building of that creative community. A lot of people think Dubai, they'll think glitz, they'll think corporate, they'll think wealth, etc. And yet building that creative community is key to any city. And is it something that's open to all ages?
Yes, absolutely. And you're right, we stress on the community.
Right.
So, and a community is really someone who finds a home and support where we are. So all ages really. We have children's classes, we have teen classes, we have, I have students over 65, 70 years old, you know. So it's really fantastic to have these people come in and do a course, you know, and at any time, their convenience. So, and they also get to showcase their artwork.
Well, that's the other thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The ability, and it sort of goes back to the, you know, we've spoken in the past, haven't we, about kids that have been educated, grown up here, who've gone on to write books, write poetry, to perform as well. Same with art
Yes,
as well. Giving the
absolutely.
showcase is key to that.
Absolutely, what they start as a child or as a teenager, they'll take it on, and you know, it gives them confidence. It's hugely important. You know, them doing their first piano recital or having an art exhibition at school where they've got a star and things like that. It stays with the children forever. And what's so interesting, Ravi was started, we were co-founded Magrudy's in 1975, you were 1976, and Ravi's I think was 1978. All of us as community in that time, we were all accessible because where our house is, the arts centre, the original one, was very near to Magrudy's, sort of in a villa, and it had the old library in it, and it was very much a community that you could walk from where you lived, or you know, it was a short drive, there was no traffic. If you saw two cars, you thought, gosh, two cars on the road, gosh, it's a busy day today. But there was that huge sense of community, and the thing about Jumeirah is it's so multinational and always has been, and that's what's so lovely about that community, that it was not, you know, it wasn't a sort of a gated community as such. It was all everyone got on together. The children would play outside. The beach was in front, and you could just go and enjoy the sea and the sand and everything.
I mean, we could talk about old Dubai all day long, but unfortunately on this occasion we've run short of time. Diyali, thank you so much for your time, and it was a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Lane, I believe you have our DXB in 60 quiz.
I do have the DXB in 60. Now, Isabel, we can have a whole show dedicated to you, easy with your stories and your tales. But the show's quick, and we need another 60 seconds, and I'm going to ask you as many questions in those 60 seconds as possible to get as much information out of you as possible. So we're going to count down 3, 2, 1 and go. Now, if you weren't in the field of literature, what would you be doing?
Midwife.
Your first job?
Teacher.
Your motto in life and work?
It is better to have loved and lost than never to have loved at all.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Difference, I think.
This is going to be a tough one. Your favourite author?
Ernest Hemingway, and For Whom the Bell Tolls.
Done. Your go-to restaurant in Dubai?
I can't say Ravi. I love Netsu in the Mandarin. It's a family favourite, and we sit outside. The sea's in front of us. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's one of my favourites as well. A superpower you wish you had?
A superpower I wished I have. Nothing. Nothing.
An iconic Dubai landmark?
The desert.
Nice. And if you could have dinner with anyone, dead or alive, who would it be?
Queen Elizabeth II.
That's fantastic. And I have to give you the last one. Why Dubai?
I followed my heart. My husband's from Dubai. He was studying, I'm from Cambridge. He was studying English there with a group of, we call them Dubai boys. They were all from Dubai, had come there to improve their English. And we were introduced by a mutual friend, and I followed my heart. And that was a long time ago, and I couldn't have made a better decision. I've been so lucky.
That's a story in itself. When's your biography coming out?
Never. I have got so many stories that people, if I ever told them, they would never believe me. So I'll keep them to myself.
Need to set up another literature festival, wouldn't you? What's that one? That's for sure. Listen, can't thank you enough for guest co-hosting. It's
Thank
always
you.
great to catch up. Our thanks to you, Isabel OBE, for joining us live as our guest co-host. Diyali, thanks so much indeed for
Thank
being
you.
with us here this
Thanks.
evening as well. Great to have you on board. We're not going anywhere. We're sticking around though. In fact, if you listen carefully, you might be able to hear Matt warming up his saxophone. That's coming up in just a few moments. Time to stay with us.